Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Alex Okafor able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. No spacing. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Hey!
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Forced out to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Lutz with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Steelers. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. Space to maneuver at the 40. And some space here. And down to the 29-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 46 yards on the ground. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined, no one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And now look at him go. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
They find some open field here. And blocked down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down. Now it's counter. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. This one complete, right side to McDonald. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up fourth down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Saints will have the football back. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Breeze going to throw. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? He's going to wind up and air it out. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Here's Roethlisberger. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. He may try and run for this. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. P.J. Williams with a pick, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So after the INT, it's Breeze, escaping the pressure right. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time. A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. 1st and 10 at the 19.
36.
Now Breeze. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to his running back, Alvin Kamara. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. In fact, he can win every battle.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here we go.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Play clock getting low, so Sean Payton says let's take a timeout. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker Will Lutz for the field goal attempt. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. Steps away to his left. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Snickers, 66.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle here to Brown. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. That is caught at the 7. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Ben to throw again. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. zone. Touchdown, Steelers. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
14. 12.
Shotgun now for Breeze. He hits his target, left side, Watson. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. There he goes, left side. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Now Breeze to try again after the pick 6. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Got it.
Breeze now on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. That'll bring up second down. Well, CD taking a peek at some of the injuries from around the league in Week 7. We did have a few. Quan Alexander on that Bucs defense went down with an injury. They'll be monitoring Sony Michel in New England. Now, remember, they already lost Jeremy Hill, Rex Burkhead out of that backfield, so a couple injuries to note.
Certainly, and Quan Alexander in the middle of the Tampa Bay defense, which was already struggling. They may not get him back the rest of the season. Sony Michel, they're hoping to get him back after a few weeks. Albert Wilson in Miami has made big plays all season.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Bud Dupree in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a fourth down. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Morgan Burnett, and his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Well, we've got a second here. Let's take a peek around the league. What's coming up week 8? A couple big games as we near the halfway point of the season, Charles. I'm mainly looking at Philly and Jacksonville and London, and then New Orleans and Minnesota. That should be interesting.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Philly and Jacksonville, both teams struggling right now. The Eagles have already lost 4 games. They lost 3 all of last season. Both of those teams need to win in a big way. New Orleans at Minnesota, the Saints are on a heck of a roll right now. They've won 5 in a row. But the Vikings
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. On second down, Roethlisberger. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And now here's another interception. Sean Davis with a pick and a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now Roethlisberger on first down, eluding the pressure right. That his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. P.J. Williams with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, we got a second here, Charles. Let's look back to some of those crazy finishes in Week 7 of the NFL last week. I mean, it seemed like every game had a wild finish.
It certainly did. Dallas, Washington, Brett Maher off the upright from 52 yards following a questionable penalty against his long snapper that moved the ball back 5 yards. How about Cleveland, Tampa Bay? Cleveland claws his way back in. And then Tampa Bay wins the ball game with Chandler Catanzaro kicking the big field goal from 59 yards in overtime. Remember, he missed a 40-yarder in regulation. Justin Tucker missed an extra point. That's the headlines in and of itself. His first miss in the NFL, and New Orleans gets...
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 42. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 41 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Ready. Ready. 21.
On first down, Breeze. And he will not make it back back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Bud Dupree in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
0-2.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 42 yards. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Now Breeze will bring the Saints offense up to go for 2 here.
Over. Check. 21. Got it. Don't say nothing. Monday.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. Lutz now to kick this one away. Switzer now to return. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
56, Mike, boy, 56. Check 56.
They start with a give to counter. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. 65 yards. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Hey, two. Easy, kill. Go down.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. His throw incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
The lone second remains now in this 3rd quarter.
21.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Left. 21. Got it. 11. 21.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, two. Got it! Screen! 21. 11.
Now Breeze got to have this one. And Gibbs got it. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now, Breeze again. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Von Bell. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Switzer now to return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ken Crawley. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Hey, two. 11.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. It's a big play there for the Saints. 44 yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Got it.
Now Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Breeze going to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. On the keeper, it's Breeze. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank about this one. This isn't even a decision as far as I'm concerned. They have to go for it here. Field goal does you almost no good as time's running out in the game. If you want to win, you have to be aggressive here.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Ready. Ready. 12.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Saints have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. They do tack on the extra point as well. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Lutz now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Back to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout. as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now a desperate, and the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Like 20. Swirl.
Back to throw. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Craig Robertson in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
He's back to throw. With just 19 seconds left on the clock. Roethlisberger now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases.
Got it.
Now Breeze. Now a desperation throw. And got his man complete. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Back to throw, Breeze. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here's counter. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.